It's just that I gotta.
Things got you down?
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, it got me real down, real. I just want to go out and, you know, like really do something.
Taxi life, you mean?
Yeah, well, nah, it's.
I don't know.
I just want to go out. I really want to. I got some bad ideas in my head. I just.
Oh, look at it this way. You know, a man takes a job. You know.
Alright, son, sit yourself down, get you a glass of warm milk. Big Dog's about to tell you a story. And in this day's topic, it's why incels, or incels now, it's no longer used as an insult to men who can't get no pussy. It's pretty much the modern day loser. I think of incel like a spectrum, just like the autism spectrum. You have a far end where people may be too blind or lack the self-awareness to diagnose their problems, so they blame others, and it becomes this big toxic mess. We've witnessed this countless times on the news and all these tragedies. The characters of Travis Bickle and Arthur Fleck are worshipped by some. Both are insane and not smart enough to diagnose their problems, but they take the blame elsewhere. In the past, the overuse of "you're an incel," before the overuse of "you're an incel this," oh, he's just a fucking incel, just an incel. It was the old no life or you're a loser. It was just the people who played video games all day, didn't do much with their life, didn't shower, and just put in generally no effort at all. Eighth grade, summer just ended. I spent the whole summer playing World of Warcraft with the boys on Discord, nocturnal, 24/7. As soon as I woke up, fucking go in there, eat the worst food you could ever imagine, eat a whole family-sized bag of Lay's, and then eat a whole dinner. Gained almost 30 pounds in 2 months. I was 5'7" and I weighed 215 pounds. And I remember being at school, it was Spanish class. My friend, who I'd known since first grade really, was sitting in Spanish class next to these two popular girls. And we started talking to them. And all of a sudden, to make them laugh, my friend says, playing World of Warcraft all day doing nothing. That's crazy. And I could see the disdain on their face. It was embarrassing, and I was pretty bitter at the moment. This was really my first taste. At the time, I was still shooting blanks. I really had no chance with any of the bitches. So, that's how that all went down. I was in the, what you could call, middle of the spectrum, where I knew what was wrong, but I was too lazy, and I just was too in my head to change it. Now, I covered the high end of the spectrum. You got your, you got them motherfuckers. Then you got the mid-level of the spectrum. You got your average, no puss getting, skinny boys, fat boys, whoever it is, they just ain't getting no puss, and they ain't put in the work yet. Now, on the bottom end of the spectrum, and I still consider them this, because they still got them little bitty tendencies. It's like someone who obsesses with deleting themselves, they still got them little bit of tendencies that make you be like, ugh, wait, hold up, man. You ain't reformed, you know what I'm saying? So, at the bottom of the spectrum, you have those who have taken action. They fixed the problems. They've worked on it countlessly. They put in the effort, the grind, you may say. They learned to work and work. They learned to work through it, okay? Also, in between all of these categories, I forgot outliers. And exactly what these outliers are is they fit in between each category. They don't fit the exact parameters, but due to circumstances, they still end up on the spectrum. I don't like the broad terms because it's a wide spectrum, but people still get labeled the same. No matter what, uneducated people will blindly hear some shit that sounds like this and be like, oh, that's an incel, and then just label everybody that way for assumption. But to give you a little autism comparison to the broad spectrum of all of this, you have people that are autistic. You have Darius.
Darius! Why are you in my closet? Darius! Hey, Darius! Why are you in there? What are you...
And then you have people like Elon Musk.
And I tried hanging out in the lobby, but I was too shy to talk to anyone. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll have to start a company because I can't get a job anywhere.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to stop comparing it to autism because being an incel is in some way kind of a choice. You could put in the work. Most people ain't going to put in the work, and they going to go on some rant on Twitter and then just come back 3 months later and be like, damn, I was so down bad. Yes, you were, son. You look like you were walking for 3 months in the Sahara, son. Chill, okay? So, unless you're on that far end where it really just comes down to three things. If you're fucking ugly, if you're fucking stupid, and if you just don't have any sense of self-awareness whatsoever, and you're just an average Joe Smo, there is a way out, okay? You might not become Mr. Bitches per se. You can live a midlife, but it's not going to be so depressing that you have to, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Many people are labeled as incels just for the fact that they have certain values and opinions on what they want in their own life. And people disagree with what they want in their own lives, and they yell and shout and call them an incel. There's a YouTuber named Sneeko. He's been blowing up recently. People discredit him and say he's Tate Jr. and other negative things. And I started watching him about 2 months ago. I find myself agreeing with things he says just like Tate. And then there are certain times where I'll say, oh, that's kind of, I don't know about that, man. That's kind of weird. But that's fucking how you, learn to talk to a human. You're not going to agree with everything what they say, and just because you do agree with what they say doesn't mean you're on their fucking dick, dog. My asshole is dick free, son. 100%, son. And you can't check it either, because that's how dick free it is. Now, I used to see him pop up in my feed years ago with the one where he shaved his head, the one where he had blonde hair. I didn't know he worked for Mr. Beast until I started watching his videos later. But really looking into it, he's had the same message for a while. He says he hates women in the same way that Twitter girls say they hate men. They really be getting dick on the low, so they obviously ain't hate men. Now, I don't know what world people are living in now. It's really strange. Years ago, we used to have these Carl's Jr. ads where it'd be a hot chick, a big-ass truck, and just biting down on a fucking big-ass cheeseburger.
Black Angus beef and bacon? So Tex. Fire roasted peppers and onions? It's Mex. Let's settle this. Tex! 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 Tex!
Should we tell him it's both? Eventually.
When Tex meets Mex, it's a win-win. The Tex-Mex Bacon Thick Burger. Only.
Like I said a minute ago, his message has stayed the same. He's just gotten older and more annoyed because most of these things, they haven't changed. And in his point of view, they're just getting worse. Now, men and women who disagree and call him an incel, you really can't call someone incel if they be fucking. Like, that is the definition. Someone who doesn't get puss. So, I just don't understand the hate. The dude's driven. He's not lazy. He's making moves. So why hate on him? It's just a man who has... his opinions come off as radical sometimes. I can understand that. But a lot of it's just taken out of context. It's like Tate too. It's just taken out of context, really. So, it really, when you hate on that, it just shows... And if you hate on it, and you don't do any other... You don't, like, have any other opinions about it just other than you hate it, it just shows you're a hater, dog. And you just look like you're helplessly stomping your feet waiting for him to get shut down like Tate did, and you just look stupid. Because there are people that are not in your demographic and they don't share your point of view that think what you are doing is not the smartest thing. In reality, I just believe these people are stuck in that customer service, have to wave and smile and make everyone want to like you. They're just stuck in that way of life. Or they're trying to white knight their way to some puss. Let's be real. No, I'm not a mind reader, but I've definitely had some really weird thoughts pop in my head that I would never act on, and I'm just like, whoa, where did that thought come from? And if you have never had that, you're lying, for real. You can't tell me that you've never had certain opinions that are just like, where the fuck did I even think about that from? Now, people try to paint this perfect image of themselves online. And Sneeko, love him or hate him, he doesn't do that. He just speaks his mind and tells you what he's really feeling. And his opinions on certain topics change month to month because that's how shit works whenever you constantly seek different opinions. Your views will change. And people disagree with you. They always try to point out this negative narrative, and it's always negative. It's always negative. And it really just makes people that don't share their view think of them like a fucking hater. The haters anus.
Yeah.
What is there to be jealous of?
Fuckers hate us because they ain't us.
They hate us because we anus? The fuck does an anus have to do with this?
They hate us because they ain't us.
That's not what it is.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. They hate us because we is us, and what we is doing is fucking terrible.
They fucking hate us because they ain't
Stop
us.
saying that.
Hate us because they ain't us.
They don't hate us because they ain't us. They don't hate us because
I'm
they ain't
used
us.
to it. They hate us because they ain't us.
Stop it. Stop it. Don't say it again.
Baby, haters gonna hate, and ain'ters gonna ain't.
That is not an actual thing people say.
This is what you do to haters. You just smile.
Now, this is also why the movie American Psycho is so popular. I mean, people who like the movie, they're not really there for the gore. The ending scene with the bodies and the chainsaw and shit, it's really just a lot. It doesn't really make much sense. And the movie as a standalone horror film would be kind of shit. The whole aspect of it is the duality of a man, what he portrays to others while his internal thoughts are showed. And most people don't get those internal thoughts. They only get the outside view.
Stony on the rocks.
These aren't good anymore. It's a cash bar. Be $25.
You're a fucking ugly bitch. I want to stab you to death, then play around with your blood.
Echoed in countless film studies. I won't drone on about it, but this popularity is evidence enough, so the word incel being an insult for men who are too open with their thoughts is beyond me. Again, like I said, if we're being honest, everyone's had these thoughts, and you don't know where they come from. They might be dark, they might be perverse. People don't say them out loud because society has deemed it not okay to say them out loud. And now, it sucks. You gotta sugarcoat shit. I don't want to do that. That's why people can't trust people like they used to. Everyone's living in this realm of distrust because they don't know people's true intentions because they're afraid to get canceled or hurt people's feelings. Now, Louis C.K. has a really good joke about this.
You know, it's really sad about men that we can't have a beautiful thought about a woman that isn't followed by a disgusting thought about that same woman. We're not capable of it. We can't do one without the other. If you're a woman and a guy's ever said anything romantic to you, he just left off the second part that would have made you sick if you could have heard it. That's how our brains work. She's an angel, and I want her to drown in my cum. That's the closest we can get to poetry in our hearts. We love you, we really do. We think you're angels, and we want you to drown in our cum. We want to drench your angel wings that carry you to heaven with our sticky, gooey, disgusting jism. That's what we want. I'm sorry. It's just the way we are.
I know Louis C.K. is quite controversial and likes to do weird things with his wiener, but I'm not cock keeping here, and that's one thing you shouldn't do either. And narrative movies like Fight Club are popular, but that's a different video. Thought I'd like to leave you with. Large majority, specifically older generation, and people that live in rural areas, their opinions are not voiced as much. They don't have a presence online like all these other people. So there's a large majority that you really don't see, okay? They're still there. And this is why in 2016, to many people's surprise, Trump won presidency, okay? People liked him. He was not afraid of showing his opinions. May have been wrong. That's just someone's opinion, dude, okay?
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
And he had many hot takes, but people liked him for these hot takes, and he didn't back down from the hot takes. So, whenever the real point is, these hot takes are funny because it's just their perspective. You may think that it's obscene and that it's just not a very good thing to say, but there's also an equal majority of people that like it. It's the yin and the yang. There's one side to this and there's one side to that. So just blatantly calling someone wrong or stupid is just kind of ignorant, dog. You need to just understand that. If someone has that much of a following, obviously they're doing something right that certain people see and value. And if you don't value it, that's just you.
I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it. Whoa. I did try and fuck her. She was married.
That's huge news, Sarah.
No, Nancy. Yeah. No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there. And she was married. Then all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
Pull the hell.
Hello, how are you?
There's another example I'd like to give. The comedian Patrice O'Neal. Rest in peace. One of the funniest to do it, okay? He's highly respected along the greatest comedians to ever live. And the reason why is because of his raw honesty, okay? That's just, you ask anybody, it's because of his honesty. Most of his memorable clips are him just giving advice or outlooks on people's questions live on radio shows. It's not him going on stage and giving these deep thought out, it's not just these deep thought out punchlines or amazing comedy specials that will never be forgotten. It's literally just him going on a radio show and talking about things over time. So to end the video here, I'm kind of just echoing thoughts that I've heard, and I've come to my own opinions on certain things, but you might watch other videos and think I'm just echoing thoughts. And hey, if I am, fuck them, son. I told you in my first video, I'm here to get a bag, and I'd also like a little bit of a audience, okay? I like attention, okay? It's just who I am. And if you could subscribe and give me that validation, it'd make my ego feel so much better.
Oh my God! Don't you say anything bad about that.
The magic of this song, "Creep." It's when I heard it, I'm like, oh, it's a good song. And then I seen videos, and it's mesmerizing to white people. They start floating. I'm a creep. I'm a loser.
There we go,
dude.
It just comes on when you talk about it.
I'm telling you, 7 people just crashed into the bay just now. They pulled over to cry or jump in the water.
It's like the sensitive side of white man.
But it's something about this song. It digs deep to this loserdom
that all white people have.
That white people have this innate thing where they want to feel bad. That's why they voted for Barack. It's just like, I'm a creep. I didn't own slaves, but I'm a weirdo. And I'm gonna tell you the part too that I learned is very important to white folks. I'm telling you, I've been studying. I study, man. It's not. This feels good.
Yeah.
I wish I was special. You're so effing special.
Yeah.
That's whatever that little part is. That digs into white people's soul. That part, it does something to you. Look at him, he's crying. He's standing up straight. No name, I'm telling you, my show is not about trashing white folks. It's about understanding. I think white people don't get enough understanding. We need to understand.
That was Patrice O'Neal dissecting Radiohead's